Welcome back, everybody. We have one more day to really acclimate to this Arctic cold before we start to really claw our way out of it through the rest of the week. So today is about as cold as the forecast gets. By the time we get into tomorrow and especially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we're really going to notice a change in our temperature. We'll slowly warm things up, and then by the time we get into this weekend, we're looking at high temperatures that are not only going to be warmer than freezing, but a chance at reaching 40 degrees or warmer for several days in a row. And it's going to be a pretty wild swing if you take back and take a look at it. Take a look at this. This last Monday's coldest wind chill at MSP was 35 degrees below zero. Next Monday's forecast high, 42 degrees above zero. That is a 77-degree change in real feel. That's basically like landing in Florida, Miami, Florida, and then flying home to the Twin Cities. Except instead of a 3-hour change, this will be more like a week with forecast temperatures. We're going to see that change, especially this weekend. So let's take a look. Your weekend forecast for the Twin Cities, 30 degrees on Saturday, and then we warm up to near 40 degrees by Sunday. And for what it's worth, even the overnight lows, 12 above Saturday morning and 20 above Sunday, that still is going to feel markedly warmer than where we have been. Bit of a wind chill factor. The strong south wind is going to crank up as we head into Friday afternoon, but that's going to be responsible for those warmer temperatures. And we also should stay on the drier side as well, so we have that going for us. Now, right now, we don't have any cold weather headlines from the Twin Cities northward, but the far southern part of the state, basically the I-90 corridor, still under a cold weather advisory through the rest of the evening hours, all the way through 9 a.m. Thursday. So the coldest wind chills still being felt during the early morning hours, say near and just after daybreak Thursday morning. Wind chills there could get as low as 30 degrees below zero, and we could see some of those colder readings further north, but those areas were just not reaching that threshold to hit the cold weather advisory, which is why it's limited to the southern part of the state. And for what it's worth, cold weather headlines make it as far south as southern Texas, but their threshold for cold weather is a lot weaker than what it is up here. Main weather headline, still bitterly cold, at least for the next, we'll say 24 to 36 hours. Gradual warming trend in the forecast. 14 above tomorrow is going to feel really nice. And then once we get into the weekend, of course, very warm temperatures, and we could hit 40 degrees as early as Sunday afternoon, but probably more likely as we head into the first part of next week. 4 above current temperature. I think collectively since Sunday afternoon, we've only seen about like 6 to 10 hours or so where the actual temperature has been warmer than zero, and we still have a pretty chilly wind chill. Feels like it's 10 below zero, and it's probably going to hang that way through tomorrow morning. But again, we don't have any of those cold weather headlines, those cold weather advisories, or extreme cold warnings for the Twin Cities through the rest of the week and probably through the rest of the month. 4 above right here. The core of that cold air is right over the Dakotas. Parts of North and South Dakota earlier this morning, their actual air temperature was in the 30s and even 40s below zero. So some bitterly cold air. That Arctic high pressure system is centered right there. So anytime we see the wind drop to near zero, that cold air just drops down to the surface, and that's when we see the coldest air. So that surface high pressure system is slowly working its way over us. But because this thing has Arctic origins, as it moves its way into the southern latitudes, the sun actually helps to modify that air. So even though the same air will be over us all the way through probably Thursday afternoon, even early Friday morning, it's that same air, but it's modified Arctic air. So temperatures will slowly be warming up as we head deeper into the week. 5 above today, and I think we'll be in the teens tomorrow, and then even a shot at 20 degrees as we head into the day on Friday before that weekend warm up. We are looking at radar satellite, closer look, some lower clouds starting to fill in from the east and some light snow showers up along the North Shore and the Arrowhead, as well as the Iron Range. Minimal accumulations up there, and we might see a few of those clouds being pushed our direction as we head into the tail end of the day, but otherwise it's going to be a fairly quiet weather forecast. Generally mostly sunny. These Arctic air masses, they tend to be very dry as well. And notice as we head into Thursday, as that surface high moves on top of us, the wind is going to calm. The wind chill is going to be basically negligible as we head into Thursday afternoon before the wind really cranks out of the south and west as we head into Friday. That'll be the kickstart of that warmer air. These are high temperatures over the next 5 days, and you will see again that gradual warming trend until we get into the weekend. That's when it gets really mild. 30 on Saturday, and then Sunday, That'll be one of the warmest temps we've seen so far this month. And for what it's worth, we have not had a warmer than average temperature since around Groundhog's Day. That was about 2.5 weeks ago. This is the temperature outlook for the remainder of the month of February. Red means a good chance at warmer than average temperatures, and we see that here in the upper Midwest, especially centered over the high plains states. And by the way, the average high temperature by the time we get to the end of February is actually warmer than freezing for the first time since, I believe, the start of December. So we have the warmer air in place, and it's likely going to continue to be relatively warm even as we head into the first couple of days of March. Here's our count for below zero days. Monthly counts: December only had 3, 12 in January. We have 11 so far to date in February. And for what it's worth, all of last winter, we only had 6 days that were below zero. So how about that? Today's forecast, still cold. Wind not as noticeable, but from the northwest, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the wind chill value likely in the teens below zero through the overnight hours. And your 7-day forecast looks like this. There's the weekend warm up. Not looking at much falling from the sky, but a slight chance at a little rain snow mix Monday night into Tuesday. We'll be right back.